Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue sur notre émission de Sak Pase St Lucie. Nom c'est Dr. Maggie Rémy. Nous bien contents de rencontrer aujourd'hui pour l'autre émission de Sak Pase St Lucie. Donc on est chaque mois et l'école St Lucie County a une opportunité pour nous capables de gagner chose ça qui rentre la caillou. Côté nous pourrons parler avec différents et monde qui gagne agence dans la communauté qui capable de dire nous qui ça a fait. Invité nous aujourd'hui c'est madame Clarissa Duskin, lui-même qui travaille dans St Lucie Public School, c'est coordonnateur langue anglaise avec élèves qui fait rentrer dans le pays et traduction service que yo bail là dans St Lucie County. M'a fait nous tout connaître que nous bien content rencontrer prend chez Chita fait on l'autre monde connaît pour nous attendre toute belle information ça que madame Clarissa va faire nous connaître aujourd'hui. Miss Clarissa, good morning and welcome to Sak Pase St Lucie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me in your show.
Okay. For anyone who really, I know you've come on the show before and some people may not know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your role here at St Lucie Public School.
So my role is I'm the coordinator of the ELL services and translation services for St. Lucie schools. I'm also responsible to ensuring that our newly arrived students and families are serviced, are provided with multiple ways to increase their proficiency in English and obviously for our students to increase their academic achievement. I do come from a family of immigrants. I actually was born in the United States. But my family moved back to our homeland, which was Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So at the age of 4, I moved back to our homeland, and I went to school my entire life. My first language was Spanish, but I heard my family speak English, so I wanted to learn the language. So that's how I became a second language learner. Now, when I moved back to the States, I realized that I didn't have the academic language, which was what was very needed for me to be successful as a professional. So I see today as a professional and when I'm working with families that piece we need to really build in.
Awesome. Et j'aime se dire nous que Madame Clarissa lui-même c'est lui-même qui est responsable langue anglaise avec tout le monde qui fait écrire dans les États-Unis avec traduction service là, lui-même est en charge de élèves qui viennent yo côté li capable aider pour capable parler langue plus bien. Lui-même tout les rentré ici à 4 ans, il sorti Porto Rico et que lui il était important pour te gagner et outils nous capable dire qui nécessaire pour capable apprendre langue pour capable gagner langue professionnelle académique là pour capable aider élèves yo plus bien. So you can just start maybe by telling us a little bit about the ELL program and then we can look at the data and other numbers. So just tell us a little bit about the program.
So the ESOL program is a program that basically the letters mean English for speakers of other languages. And the program basically supports students in attaining academic content at the same time that they're learning the language. Mm-hmm. We don't stop academics and provide language. We do it simultaneously. So a lot of the times people say, well, won't you want them to learn English first? But you learn English through literacy, through listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So then we use the content, the academic content, grade level academic content, to learn the language.
OK. Dans le programme, comme nous se dit, dans le programme, et ça que lié, c'est pour les gens que langue anglaise, c'est pas première langue. Yo. Donc, ça fait, yo aider les gens à apprendre la langue, et puis yo fait tous les deux ensemble pendant que les gens apprennent la langue, et puis yo capable, parce que yo comprennent que c'est pendant que les gens parlent, l'appli, et l'écrit anglais à tous, c'est comme ça que yo travaille plus bien. Donc, c'est l'une des raisons que c'est comme ça que yo fait tous les deux ensemble dans le programme ça. Let's talk about the current data and the number of ELL students in the school here at St. Lucie County, or St. Lucie Public Schools.
So in St. Lucie County right now, we have 5,381 students who have been identified as English language learners. 10 years ago, we were just barely making the 3,000. So it has almost doubled the amount of students that we are serving. Out of those students that we're serving, we have about 1,000 students, over just 1,000 students who've arrived to our schools within the last school year. So that obviously is telling us that the majority of our students are sitting in the schools but they've been here at least over 2 years, but we have a great number of students who have recently arrived and we have to provide intense support for them.
Okay. So, nous avons parlé de nombre d'élèves que vous gagnez. Jean, Madame Clarissa Sodian, il y a 5381 élèves qui sont dans le programme et deuxième langue là. Et puis, il y a tout remarqué que de 10 ans de cela, il y a 3000 élèves. So, il y a à peu près 1000 élèves année ça seulement qui participent dans le programme là.
We have 41 different languages spoken in our schools. The primary language is Spanish, followed by Haitian Creole. And the third language spoken is Portuguese. And the fourth language is Vietnamese. So those are in that
So we have an
order.
increasing number of Vietnamese students.
Yes,
That's
yes, we
awesome.
do. Yes. And then we have students coming from 58 different countries around the world. The majority of our students are coming from South America, Haiti, and then we have a great number of students who are coming from Europe, from those continent area.
OK. Madame Jean, Madame Clarissa, ça te fait nous connaître que vous avez élèves qui sont dans 58 différents pays et puis vous avez 41 différentes langues que les gens parlent. En pile là-dedans, premièrement, vous avez des gens qui sont dans l'Amérique du Sud là. Premièrement, vous avez espagnol qui plus et puis vous avez haïtien, vous avez portugais et puis vous avez vietnamese que vous commencez ouais que chiffre qu'on y a monté tout. Donc on y a en pile dans ces gens là qui viennent ça c'est programme ça que l'école là mettait en place pour eux. Donc nous capable ouais que nombre chiffre a monté parce que grand pile élèves qui sortent dans l'autre pays qui viennent ici Kounia aux États-Unis surtout here dans l'école publique dans St Lucie. Okay.
So with this variety of languages, the question always arises, so what do we do when we have students in the school and families that don't speak English and they need translation? They need to know what is happening in the school. So we currently have staff in the school that speak Spanish, Creole, and Portuguese. And we have this year started a new program. We've had a translation service for the last 3 years. But this year we have a easier and faster access to translations.
OK. Yon bagay que Madame Clarissa dit que le timon yo vini ici, yo gade pour ouais OK comment que yo pral aider timon sa yo ensemble avec parents yo. Donc comme yo gen trois différentes langues sa yo surtout et panyol et timon qui sorti en Haïti et qui parle en créole et puis timon qui sorti portugais yo. Ça aussi c'est fait qu'on y a yo gen employé qui en parler langue ça spécifiquement côté yo capable aider timonio c'est ça yo fait dans traduction service que yo gagné là dans l'école là parce que les plus facile et le au monde qui parle langue parent ou bien langue timon pour capable aider au plus bien.
So when families go to school, it's very important that they know that they have access to translations, and we want them to ask for translators. So there is a poster in the front office, and it has all the languages listed. Some, because we have over 240 different translators that we can access, but we have in that poster those most common languages. So we want the parents to let the front office know that they want a translator, and the translator is free of charge.
OK. Donc, il y a un peu facile pour parents surtout et du fait que vous connaissez que grand pile parents qui pas parler langue là, ça vous fait le parent paraît là, il y a un gros poster que vous mettez dans entrée qui gagne différentes langues parce que vous gagne ensemble avec 41 différents et monde qui fait translation services qui là donc pour cela le parent présenté dans l'école ensemble avec un petit monde il est allé côté réceptionniste là il a fait connaît yo même qui langue yo parler pour yo capable chercher un monde qui parle langue là pour yo capable aider mais surtout yo gagne trois langues ça yo gagne espagnol yo gagne créole Haitian créole et puis yo gagne un petit monde qui parle portugais yo dans poste ça trois langues ça yo déjà là pour yo en cas que le arrivé si yo pas comprendre nos bagages pour yo capable gêter ouais que yo ka joindre service là.
So that facilitates our communication with our families. If there's information that needs to be provided to a student, like sometimes I tell the schools, please make sure their students understand the procedures, everything that is happening, things are expected to happen in the school, maybe events. So it's always important that the schools also have those translators available to the students. So it's simply over the phone, they call a number, indicate the translation service language that they're looking for, and then they connect immediately to a translator. It can take less than a minute to
okay, so
communicate.
basically the parents themselves, once they call, they have the capability? possibly say that, okay, this is the language that I speak, so that they can have someone that speaks the language for them.
So
basically.
the school will make the phone call.
Oh, okay.
And then they will at that point connect to the translator that the parents will need at that point. And they will communicate via the phone, or they can use an iPad or a computer.
OK.
Yeah.
OK. So, dans le service traduction, ça que vous gagnez, vous êtes capable de faire dans le téléphone, Madame Clarissa a dit, en cas que l'heure vini, vous pas nécessairement capable, non seulement besoin de parler en monde, mais vous capable de relayer dans le téléphone et puis à connecter avec un monde qui parle langue. C'est un service qui est rapide, il prend moins que 1 minute pour capable connecter avec un monde qui parle langue pour capable dire exactement qui ça a besoin. Donc, vous essayez de faire ce service là très facile pour parents.
So for students, we have different services within the school system that we provide. We believe in an inclusion model. That means that the students are not going to be placed in a separate classroom to learn the language. The students are in the mainstream with the teachers like everyone else is. Now, these teachers are provided professional development and support through paraprofessionals to be able to work with the students attaining the content and breaking that language barrier.
Also, in terms of the ESOL programs, because I remember myself when I first came in, they had to put me like in a separate ESOL program, so that's all we did with other students. So these things have changed. So I don't know, maybe for here, because I was in New York at that time. So here, so it's pretty much everyone mainstream in the same classroom.
Yeah, so the state of Florida has a law, and it's been enacted since 1992, that we want to make sure that our students have equal access to the education as everyone else. That when we cluster students, we do that only when appropriate and when the students are not missing on anything, that they are going to be responsible for learning and then demonstrating that knowledge.
Okay. So, pour élèves qui ne parlent pas les langues, vous mettez dans une classe régulière ensemble avec l'autre tout élève, mais c'est ça qui fait faire une série de développement professionnel pour employés ou bien paraprofessionnels qui sont dans l'école. Si vous remarquez que vous avez qui besoin d'aide, pour être capable là, pour aider. Dans l'État Floride, son loi qui est passée depuis en 92, que tout le monde a supposé avoir accès qui est égal dans quel que soit ça qu'a fait dans l'école. Donc, c'est ça qui fait que vous fait développement professionnel pour tout professeur avec paraprofessionnels pour être capable d'aider les gens dans la mesure que sont capable de comprendre la langue plus bien et puis assimiler les matériaux plus bien.
Now, we do have some newcomer programs. We call them English Language Development courses. And these courses are currently available in all the high schools and in the 2 middle schools. The reason why we, at that moment, cluster the students by language proficiency is because we know that middle school and high school students don't have a lot of time to learn the language, and there's a lot of requirements that are very rigorous, and we want to make sure that at least one period during the school day, they are focusing on just learning the language, practicing by listening and speaking, doing writing activities and reading material, and the staff is bilingual. That also allows them to find that little home place where they know that they have their friends in the same situation, they're new to the country, learning the language, and then they have a teacher that is fully dedicated to meet their needs, not just during that day, but throughout the school day.
OK. Le petit monde qui fait vini, surtout, les newcomers, c'est petit monde qui fait vini dans le pays, il y a un programme côté que vous mettez ensemble. Là, nous dit que regrouper côté que vous capable apprendre plus bien. Vous pas mais comme si petit monde yo senti que vous même pour compte donc vous ba toute aide nécessaire que vous capable besoin dans programme ça. Donc c'est là ça dans anglais développement langue anglais côté ti moun capable apprendre plus bien que regrouper au non sens côté qui a besoin plus aide mais son façon comme si pour capable assimiler langue un peu plus bien. You can add anything else you'd like to add in terms of this specific topic
program.
Yeah.
So this program, it's new this year, and what we have loved is that we've been doing summer school for probably about 7 to 8 years now. And in the summer, we were doing exactly what we're doing during the year now. We were bringing those students who were in the beginning stages of learning the language and needed that special time just to be together, to build also that unity, you know, like they needed to belong. And I don't know if you experienced this when you moved to the
for
United
sure.
States.
I remember I was crying.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand anything. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I know that feeling.
And
I've
you
been
needed
there.
to belong. You needed to feel like, I need to belong. I need to know that there are people going through the same thing.
Yes.
Nothing is more soothing and I guess peaceful to the process of acculturation than to know that I'm not the only person in this process. So we've seen that in the summer. So we wanted to extend that experience throughout the year. So we have incredible things happening at the high schools and at those two middle schools. The students are flourishing. The teachers are saying things like, this is the most exciting time of my day because I see the students coming in here and in August they were quiet and now all of a sudden they're speaking, they're interacting, they want to participate in the school events. So I think it's been a great opportunity for us to bring this course into St. Lucie County schools.
You know what, I had experienced this myself when you said having that feeling of belonging that you because when you first came in, you're scared. You know, trying to understand what's going on, especially not speaking a language, because I remember myself where I didn't hear anything, I couldn't speak anything, I couldn't write anything. So once they recognized that and they had brought me into that ESOL program, which was like, they clustered us, it was okay. And within 3 months, it was a whole, things started, you know, it's like the light turned on.
Yes.
So I know that feeling. So si peut-être gon moun la ki peut-être te fait expérience que le te fait venir si tu pas de parler langue nan tout et pendant yo gon programme été que yo fait pour élèves ça yo et côté que yo fait ti moun yo senti yo que yo participer yo they feel like they belong dans l'école là que yo là même tout yo participer dans ça qu'a fait là donc pour ti moun yo pas senti que yo pour compte yo que yo pas parler langue nan yo pas comprendre donc programme ça c'est dans classe élémentaire yo avec secondaire que yo gagne ça nous dit middle school and high school yo fait l'ensemble avec élèves ça et professeur yo remarqué que ti moun yo a fait très très bien parce que là yo te fait venir et ti moun yo pas tant ti gens pour compte yo pas parler yo était un peu timide mais là yo commencé à apprendre langue là plus bien yo commencé ouais que un gros changement qui fait dans attitude ti moun yo côté que qu'on y a yo parler plus, yo sourit, yo capable d'interagir avec l'autres amis yo, commencer à parler plus. Donc très très beau programme.
So we want to extend that experience to the parents as well. So we have been doing evening labs, English learning labs, and they have been through different schools. So this year right now we have 2 centers that are, one is currently open, it's at Weatherby Elementary, and they will be opening Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 5 to 7. And any parent who is interested in finding that group to belong, learning the language, we're going to give them a free license to Rosetta Stone for the entire year. And then we offer tutoring for the students. So then their parents are learning English, and then their students are practicing their skills, getting access to some of the software programs that we have.
Okay, so you said Weatherby, and what was the other
Weatherby
school?
and Mariposa.
Mariposa,
Mariposa will be available. They will be opening after the holidays, so we will be sending out information to the families. It's very important that once they see this one flyer that is in 3 different languages, to make sure that they call the schools and just find a school that is close to your home and participate.
Awesome, that's great. Konya yo gen un programme tout que yo pral aider ensemble avec famille yo surtout qui pral fait les après-midi parce que yo ta remen parents yo tout participer pendant que parents yo va apprendre si moun yo a gen laboratoire côté yo capable rete yo même yo fait devoir yo et puis yo continue à apprendre langue là. C'est un programme qui pral fait les après-midi dans Weatherby avec Mariposa et le mardi en mercredi avec en vendredi. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
For Weatherby Elementary.
For Weatherby, OK. Qu'a fait les mardi, mercredi, jeudi dans Weatherby de 5h jusqu'à 7h. Côté que parents yo tout kounya pral gen opportunité pour apprendre langue nan. Y a ba yo accès à Rosetta Stone côté y a gen yo capable apprendre continuer parler langue nan même le arrivé la kayo mais yo kounya yo pral gen opportunité yo même de 5h à 7h de l'après-midi dans l'école ça yo qui là dans St Lucie County pour yo même tout gen opportunité pour apprendre langue là.
And in those centers, we will also be providing professional development for parents. We will be having, like workshops on how to go in Skyward, how to be able to keep up with students' academic progress, how to communicate with the school, what's available for them in terms of what services in addition to the ones that I mentioned, what is also available to the families and the students. So that's like the place to make that connection with the school district, with someone that will be able to speak in their native language or we'll be able to connect to a translator that will help that communication.
OK. Dans le programme ça qui peut le faire pour parents yo et yo peut essayer ouais comme si yo peut le faire développement professionnel tout pour capable aider parents yo. Le monde vini que nous connaît que le pas parler langue nan donc son façon que même yo capable dégager au plus bien, capable d'y parler langue nan plus bien. Et donc pour cela dans l'école c'est dans Weatherby Elementary. That's where it's gonna be. So dans Weatherby Elementary, les parents yo aller dans programme là, yo pral gen assistance, yo pral faire connaître qui ressources qui gen dans communauté hein, comment yo capable aider et petit yo plus bien et puis tout programme ça yo gen monde qui parle langue natale yo, la plus facile pour yo ka connaître exactement qui ça qu'a fait dans l'école là et qui ça qu'a fait dans communauté côté yo été. So those are some of the initiatives to support the families. You can go ahead and add because we do have a little bit more time in the studio. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this year again, we're going to have our summer school.
Okay.
We will be inviting. Hopefully, last year we had close to 200 students working, and the students were able to do math, reading, English, civics, and they also had access to PE or graphic design. Mm-hmm. The students who were in the graphic design course, they actually created T-shirts, logos for a future business. We asked them to think about anything that they wanted to create and then see if they can turn that into a business. And then we have some students create some proposals and they present it to their teammates. They voted for the best design. So it was pretty intense and it was great. So this year we'll do also summer school at the same time that summer school is provided. And we will have free transportation, lunch, breakfast. And we have community partners that get us some snacks for the kids. So this year we'll definitely want to make sure that every student who has recently arrived to St. Lucie County Schools and is part of the ESOL program gets access to this support.
And this will be like a summer program?
It will be a summer school.
OK. Si yon programme été qui va commencer là pour élèves ça yo côté que ti moun ça yo pral gen opportunité pour yo capable développer talent yo gen design graphique côté si ti moun yo kon faire dessiner ou bien apprendre faire maillot genre de bagay ça yo et pour l'autre business qui gen dans communauté yo gen manger que y a ba yo qui gratis y a ba yo transportation côté que yo même tout dans tout programme ça yo capable learn anglais, yo capable learn mathématiques, gan pile en pile ressources qui gain dans programme ESOL ça pour ti moun yo là dans communauté. Go ahead.
In our program all our staff is bilingual, but we want the students to learn English. So we use translation as means to clarification, but we do want, and it's interesting because our students, we had a student this year, and then I will walk around the hallways and I would say, good morning. And then I will say, buen día, ¿cómo estás? And then he would say things like, no, miss, in English. That's what we're here for. So it was nice. The kids wanted to engage in that language learning process.
OK. Si moun yo vraiment très encouragé, même parfois dans le programme, même si que moun t'a décidé de parler en créole, en l'autre langue ensemble avec eux, on nous dit que sont des gens qui parlent créole ou bien des gens qui parlent en espagnol, si que même l'autre monde parle langue pa yo avec yo encourager yo dit en anglais pour yo parler parce que yo même ta mais continuer à parler langue là.
So we and that's the part of this program that allows us. We spend a lot of time in the schools. Our staff goes out to the schools. We currently have those 7 teachers that are provided through our program. We have 2 paraprofessionals that travel, and one of them speaks Portuguese. So for those schools that the school doesn't have a Portuguese support, we provide that access. And then now we have an additional paraprofessional that speaks Spanish, that she's going to go to the schools with large numbers of students who are newcomers and need that intense support. So the person will be able to sit in the classroom a little bit longer than the school staff, so then we can see those transitions happen from their native language to English. And obviously, we don't want the students to learn forget their native language. We want our students to become bilingual learners, not monolingual. We want them to be able to trilingual.
That's
4
good.
languages.
Why not? It's always good speaking more than one language. So that's awesome. So même dans le programme ça tout dit yo gen 7 paraprofessionnels, yo gen yon qui parle portugais et puis l'autre élève a gen opportunité pour yo chita avec l'autre monde qui parle même langue ensemble avec eux. Donc c'est ça que fait yo gen développement ça pour professionnels ça yo pour capable aider moun sa yo, aider ti moun yo plus bien. Idée c'est pas pour ti moun yo parler une seule langue, mais yo ta remè yo continuer bilingual, que trilingual tout nous capable dire si ti moun nan ka parler 3 langues et ou bien plusieurs langues, nous capable jusqu'à 4 langues tout parce que c'est important que l'on moun et on élève surtout parler plus que une langue. We just have a little bit more time left in the studio. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add, or is there a contact number if someone wants to contact you, or anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, so for any families that would like to contact us, please call us at 772-429-5537, or you can reach me on my email, clarissa.duskin@stlucieschools.org. Please reach out. We want to support you. We want to know what services do you need, how can we enhance what we currently provide to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the families. And we will connect you with the appropriate staff at the school level when needed. That's one of the things that we always do. We always tell the parents when they come to us, we say, let's reach out to the school because that's your home school. Let's find the staff they can provide, and let's see how our office can enhance what they currently have.
Okay. Contact que nous moun ta besoin, si vous avez besoin de contacter Madame Clarissa, ou carré dans 772 429 55 37 et il a fait possible pour parler pour les deux avec un monde qui parle langue. Donc et quelle que soit ressource que tu as besoin, la chercher opportunité pour joindre un monde, pour connecter avec monde qui capable d'eau. Pas hésiter, relais-li, contacter-li, email c'est clarissa.duskin@stlucieschools.org. Téléphone encore c'est 772 429 55 37. Yes, c'est 772-429, that's correct, 5537. 772-429-5537. Si que nous avons besoin de contacter, nous avons besoin plus d'informations sur qualité, sur genre de programme, ça, nous sommes capables toujours continuer à contacter. Thank you so much, Clarissa, for coming this morning and do the show and provide such wonderful information with the Haitian community.
Thank you.
Nous avons dit tout le monde merci qui te prend temps qui t'a dit en Sak Pase. Nous bien contents que vous te prend temps pour tendre nous. Nous avons dit tout le monde have a wonderful holiday. Nous prenons l'autre mois pour l'autre émission de Sak Pase. Au revoir.